All right. All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure that my microphone was working. All right. So it's Thursday on the show, and I'm going to cover Raw, what happened on Raw. Brock Lesnar returns, and yeah, let's get into it. Raw opened up with Jacob Fatu. He enters the ring for the show for the opening promo, and he was cheered for the crowd. There were loud Fatu chants. He is over. Fatu called out Reigns to bring his Punk out here. The Usos answered the call instead. The Usos walked out looking ready to fight. Jimmy Uso tried to calm Jay down since Jay had a chair. Jay said that giving your family a better life was by acknowledging the tribal chief. Hmm, just a second here. Oh, that's why it's not working. All right. All right, there we go. That's better. All right. And Jimmy said that your family is a better. Yeah, Jimmy said Fatu lost that backlash and then put his hands on management, so WWE is gonna fire Fatu. Spoiler alert, they won't. Jimmy tried to advise Fatu about giving his family a better life. Jay tried to attack, but Fatu knocked him down to put the Tatonga death grip on Jimmy. I realized to try to make that a devastating move, but it seems like they're kind of using it a lot, and it might just become a little bit of an overkill soon. Um, and then Roman Reigns made his entrance. The fans cheered for that. And then Reigns and Fatu exchanged punches. Reigns hit a boot to the face. Reigns set up for a Superman punch. Fatu caught Reigns with the Tonga death grip. Jay super kicked Fatu twice and hit a spear. Jimmy jumped off the top and hit an Uso splash. And then Reigns told GM Adam Pearce he could do whatever he wants and said he can fire him. Fatu got a microphone and shouted, "Tribal, come back." Pearce said to Reigns that you don't need that. Reigns, I accept. Reigns held up the world title while Fatu was selling in the ring. And Michael Cole speculated that the match will be at the Clash in Italy. So this feud's actually like really good. This feud is actually really showcasing Jacob Fatu and what he can do. Like, yeah, he is definitely a future star. As long as WWE doesn't mess it up, it should be good. And yeah, I think they should feud to at least SummerSlam, and then maybe Fatu can like beat Roman Reigns for the title. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll see what will happen with that. And then Michael Cole talks about the tribal combat matches. Reigns is 2-0 in those matches, and the loser has to acknowledge the winner as the tribal chief. Ooh, so that could be interesting. And then a video aired about Finn Balor facing JD McDonough. Yeah, so then it was a street fight. Finn Balor versus JD McDonough. This was a great match full of action. This went about 14 minutes with Finn Balor getting the win. Balor winning. And then Dominic was in the match. So near the moments, Dom hit Balor with a trash can, and JD hit Balor with a trash can. Balor hit JD against the rope, so Dominic hit a 619 on JD by accident. Dom with the trash can. Balor dropkicked JD with a trash can. Balor went up with a two McGraw on JD with the trash can on JD's upper back and covered upper body for the pinfall win. And then Seth Rollins was interviewed, who talked about Seth's issues. Rollins said he knew he's a marked man with zero allies. Rollins said that sooner rather than later he has to put an end to the vision. Rollins said that sometimes the easiest way out of a situation is to run through it. Rollins said he has a match on Raw and he hasn't had a match on Raw in 9 months. So we should change that tonight. Rollins said Adam Pearce is giving the main event tonight against any member of the Vision. And Rollins called out Braun Breaker while calling him a Nepo baby. And then this next segment was great. Sol Ruka was interviewed backstage, who mentioned Sol's 2 incredible matches on Raw so far. Ruka said she has been stoked to wrestle some of the best, and she knows she hasn't won yet. I mean, Sol Ruka hasn't won a match yet on Raw, but she's still over. So, and she puts the locker room on notice. Becky Lynch interrupted with the women's IC title and trashed Ruka for not winning her first 2 matches. Lynch told Ruka she should get going, so Ruka left. Lynch said this generation gives up so easily, and then Sol's music hit. And then Sol Ruka mentioned Becky Lynch is watching this, so she wanted Lynch to come out there and talk. Lynch made her entrance with the women's IC title. Ruka said she is good at proving people wrong, and Ruka wanted a match against Lynch right here and right now without either woman in the ring. Lynch said no. Lynch said she loved nothing more to perform for the people of Greensboro and did her routine about being the greatest of all time. She prides herself on being a locker room leader and a mentor to the youth of today. She trashed Lyra Valkyria, Maxine, and AJ, fighting her and then lost. And Lucas said that if Ruka believes she is ready, then Lynch will face Ruka at Saturday night's main event. Ruka said she knows what Lynch is doing. Ruka said she'll snatch her soul and snatch that title. So yeah, so it'll be Becky Lynch at Sol Ruka this Saturday at main event. And as much as I like Sol Ruka, I don't think she's ready for the title yet. So I think she should. I think what they should do with her is that they should yeah, they should have her earn. They should have her get a bunch of wins, have her earn her way to the top, and then at like I just say SummerSlam because it's the next biggest show. She can win. Yeah, she can win the IC title, or she can go on to win Money in the Bank. And then Logan Paul and Austin Theory spoke with Paul Heyman. The Theory wondered what the plan against the Street Profits were. And then Braun Breaker said he wanted the match with Rollins. And then Heyman said he wanted it to be Theory. Braun asked Logan and Austin to leave the room. Heyman asked Braun We'll know when Seth will be, and Heyman told Braun he gets to run the play. Now, the original Gran Americano Rio Bravo versus the original Julia and Bruno. This was a 12-minute match. It was an entertaining match as this feud continues. I'm not really invested much into this feud. I don't know. It was just it's been hard to get into it since it just seems like they just kind of put them under mash to do something with the superstars. Joe Henry was in the ring with his guitar. This was during a break. Joe doesn't think Austin Theory can beat Seth Rollins. Joe wrote a song that might motivate him. Joe sang a song about how he had a theory that Austin sucks. And then Joe did his Paul, can we find Logan Paul? So the fans joined in. And yeah. Then the Usos were interviewed by Kathy Kelly, with Jey Uso saying he knows he saying he knows all about it because he's been in it. LA Knight interrupted after being away for a few weeks. Jimmy said not now. Knight said too long ago it was the three of them against the Vision, and now they are doing the same thing. Knight said he has to do what he has to do. And I said if you do it, you get dirt. So yeah, so LA Knight, this is for LA Knight's first appearance in like in a month. So I guess he didn't get released. So there he is. There was a sit-down interview by Michael Cole interviewing Ethan Page. Page handed Cole a card to read for the interview. The card was about complimenting Page, so Cole read that Page wants to rename the IC title the Ethan Page Championship. Said he was meant to be champion while others have to work for it. Like, Pet Cole asked Page why he acts like this. Page said he doesn't understand the question. And Page said he believes he's already the best in all of WWE and he'll prove it to everybody. And then the next match was Paige and Brie Bella versus the Judgment Days, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. This match went 11 minutes with Paige and Brie getting the win because of course they did. And Brie won them with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up for the pinfall win. And then after the match, the Judgment Day trio beat up Paige and Brie. Bayley and Lyra made the save. Seth Rollins was standing around backstage when LA Knight confronted him. Knight said he knows what's going to happen since he took a lot of beatings. It was nice to see Lyra Valkyrie and Bayley back. Kind of like to see them involved in the story. Whatever happened to that story with Bayley and that split personality? That seemed to just disappear like a lot of storylines in WWE. Just want to make sure here. Okay, and then Oba Femi was shown backstage. The fans treated Oba Femi like a big deal. Brock Lesnar, as Oba was finishing his entrance, Brock Lesnar attacked Femi from behind. The lights came off and Lesnar hit an F5, hit a second F5. The fans were shocked by it. Lesnar hit a third F5. A lot of people thought Brock was retired when he left his gloves and boots in the ring, but the plan obviously changed. So I just hope they don't kind of ruin this. Like I said in the video I did earlier, I hope like Brock Lesnar doesn't get the win again, because that might ruin Oba. It would ruin his momentum a little bit. But what Brock Lesnar did at WrestleMania really helped him, though. He got really super popular. Raquel and Roxanne showed up to complain about Bayley and Lyra for sticking their nose in their business. Liv with him, so Liv says she is still the women's world champion. The fans booed her. And Liv says she's the greatest women's world champion of all time. Oh, okay. So Pearce said he filed. Oh, but Adam Pearce is backstage talking to WWE officials like Shane Helms and referees. Pearce said he filed retirement papers on Brock Lesnar's behalf. Paul Heyman was in Pearce's office. Heyman said that Lesnar was retired. Heyman had a contract with Brock's name on it for a match at Clash in Italy. Heyman said if you get Femi to sign it, then you got the biggest rematch ever. He just wants a payday. So yeah, I don't know about if they should go again because like that first match was so good. Like like Brock Lesnar put him over and then passed the torch to him, and that should have been it. But so what is Brock going to win this one, and then they're going to face again? Like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. I'm not trashing it or anything, but let's just see where this goes. And then it was Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins, and well, we already know who's going to win this match. It was Seth Rollins. He won in 13 minutes. It's a good TV main event to give Rollins a win after losing at Backlash. And it was obvious that Theory had no shot here. In Theory is kind of like the Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders. He's just there to take the pin. So, yeah. And then after the match, Logan and Austin beat up Seth Rollins. And then Braun Breaker picked up, and then then Braun Breaker went to the ring and hit a spear on Ford. Braun hit a slam on Dawkins. Rollins hit Breaker with a lariat. Paul held on Seth's leg, so Braun was back up and hit a spear on Seth Rollins. Braun picked up the steel steps at ringside and wanted to smash Rollins on the steel steps, but WWE officials were there to break it up. Braun tackled Rollins on the floor and punched him a few times. The Vision left while Rollins was down at ringside, selling the attack. And yeah, and that was Raw. So yeah, so they got some matches booked for this Saturday. They got Penta versus Ethan Page. The Street Profits versus The Vision. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab. They actually got a star-studded show. Brie Bella, Paige versus Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend for the tag team titles. And Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch. So they got a lot of women wrestling on this show. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. There's gonna be lots of wrestling to get into. So I got an AEW review to do right away, and then probably maybe play some more Titanfall tonight or play something. But yeah, that's my Raw review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.